Hello friends, welcome. Today I am going to tell the how to design a one-way slab. Okay, let's start. The numerical is given as like this. Design a RC slab carrying a load of live load as 3 kilonewton per meter square. Means the live load coming on this slab will be is 3 kilonewton per meter square. On an effective span, the span of the length is the effective span length is 3.5 meter, and the grade of concrete, that is FCK, used is M20 grade of concrete is used, and the steel which is used is 415 F5. This is F5 and this is FCK. Okay, steel is used as 415 steel reinforcement. Sketch the reinforcement below details. Okay, before starting this problem, let's. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe Civil Engineering Wikipedia for more videos related to civil engineering subjects and enquiries. Subscribe and click on bell icon and also like. So let's start. In a numerical, the live load is given as 3 kilonewton per meter square, and the span length means the slab panel will be then that shorter span length is 3.5 meter, means one way slab means like this it will be there. This is 3.5 meter and the longer length is unknown. They are telling what reinforcement to be provided this side. Okay, sketch the reinforcement details, and the FCK is given as M20 grade of concrete and FI is 415 steel is used. First of all, we have to determine the thickness of the slab. This thickness of the slab, this will be the thickness of the slab. We should check this one. So thickness of the slab is given by L by D ratio is equals to 25. For it is a simply supported, so we are using as L by D ratio as 25. So when we take this D as here and 25 downside, the formula becomes like this, that is D is equals to 3500. 3500 is nothing but the effective span is 3.5 meter. When it is converted into mm, means 1 meter will be equals to 1000 mm, therefore 3.5 meter into 1000 mm, 3500 mm. Okay, we have written like this. The formula 25, this 25 is as it is. So D is equal, total depth of the slab will be equals to length divided by 25. Length, effective length is 3500 and divided by 25 is as it is. So the total D required will be becomes 3500 divided by 25. Let us see, 140 mm is getting answer. So the effective depth is 140 mm. See here, what is the difference between the effective depth, clear cover and effective cover? You should know these three things compulsory. So I will clear all these doubts in this one. First of all, remember effective depth. Depth means the effective depth is nothing but this is a diameter of the bar. Means this is a bar placement in the slab. This is nearly to the cover. If this is a slab thickness, here to here up to center of the bar to the upper top end, it is called as effective depth. And effective cover is nothing but from the center of the diameter to the downside of the slab till the end is called effective cover. And one more thing you have to remember is clear cover. Clear cover is nothing but the outer part of the diameter of this bar, the tip of the diameter, from the tip of the diameter to the full end is called clear cover. So if you don't remember anything, just remember one thing is very important, that is effective depth. This one, effective depth is nothing but from the top to the center of the diameter is called effective depth. Effective depth, we got this one, effective depth. Assume the clear cover. The standard clear cover fixed for the slab is 20 mm. Slab for the slab is 20 mm should be minimum kept. Why clear cover is kept? Because if we provide directly to the if we provide this bar directly to the outermost, the steel will be exposed to the atmosphere, means surrounding. Due to the moisture, it will get corroded. To avoid a corrosion, to resist corrosion, the clear cover is kept. So clear cover for the slab is 20 mm. Remember this one. We are assuming 20 mm and use 10 mm diameter of bar. We are assuming 10 diameter of bar for the slab. Okay. And next, We know that effective depth we have already calculated here 140 mm, and total d is wait okay, total d overall depth we are calculating this one here to here full. Effective depth calculated, that is 140. effective depth uh, Effective depth is calculated by from the center to outermost. Therefore clear cover from here to here we are taking, and again this half is the half of the diameter, therefore 10 plus 2. Therefore overall d from here to here is nothing but this plus here to here is nothing but 165 mm. Okay, so here effective depth plus clear cover plus diameter of bar divided by 2, 165. Now let's start the loads. We got the depth of the slab. Now let's start the load calculation. That is self weight of the slab is nothing, is will be equals to density of the concrete into the depth of the slab. That is the density of the concrete is 25 and into the total depth of the slab is 0.165. When we multiply self weight of the slab will be 25 is the density of the concrete into depth, that is 165. 4.125 the it is a self weight of the slab. The self weight, that is a dead load, and dead load of the slab is this much. The live load in the numerical is already given as 3 kilonewton per meter square. When we add both the things, that is dead load plus live load coming on this total load, total load will be equals to 4.125 plus 3, 7.125 kilonewton is there, and factor load W is equals to 1.5 into 7.125. Okay, 7.125, that is we are multiplying into 1.5 10.68. 1.5 into 7.125 is equals to 10.6875. Okay, factored bending moment, we need to calculate the bending moment first of all. Bending moment is equals to for center supported WL square by 8. Therefore already factored load WU, we have to take this one into effective length is 3.5 divided by 8. Therefore the bending moment will be equals to 10.69 into 3.5 square divided by 8, 16.38. The minimum depth required, the depth we have got is total is 165. Total this depth got is 165. We shall check whether we got is correct or not. For the depth required we have the formula, that is mu is equals to 0.138 fck bd square. Therefore the minimum depth required for this much of load, how much it is sufficient or not, we should check now. For that one we already calculated the depth we have assumed is 165. So we need to check whether we have did right or wrong. So minimum depth required formula is mu is equals to 0.138 fck bd square. Mu is bending moment 16.38 into 10 raised to 6. It is a Newton mm. 0.138 as it is. fck it is characteristic strength of the concrete 20 m20 grade of concrete. B is the always B take as 1000 mm means 1 meter and into d square. When we calculate all this thing we get here once we calculate so the depth required is 16.35 into 10 raised to 6. Okay, 138 into fck is 20 into 1000 into x is here x square. How much we are getting? It is getting slow. Oh, 77 is the answer we are getting. That is the depth required is 77 mm, but we have got as 140 mm. So it is right. So let's start. the tension reinforcement required means the main reinforcement or the main diameter steel required in this slab we have to calculate. Depth is confirmed, it is right. Now we have to move on to the percentage of steel required, that is AST required. For this, the formula from the IS 456 2000, the formula is mu is equals to 0.87 Fy AST into D bracket of 1 minus of Fy AST divided by FCK BD square. In this we know this one mu, that is bending moment, 16.37 into 10 raised to 6, and as it is Fy is yield strength, that is 415 already given. AST as it is, we need to find out this one only. And D is the depth we have provided, effective depth we have provided is 140 bracket of 1 as it is, Fy is 415, AST as it is, FCK is 20, and B breadth is 1000 and effective depth is 140. When we calculate all these things, we get AST is equals to we get a quadratic equation, this one. So when we do in this one calculate, we get almost 341 we will get AST minimum AST required. Whether this AST we got is correct or not for this slab. To check this one, the minimum AST as per the code book, it is given by the formula. The minimum AST required for this slab will be equals to 0.12% of gross area of the slab. 0.12 divided by 100 into B into D. B is the breadth of the slab, breadth is 1000 we have to take. D is the overall depth of the slab, that is thickness of the slab. When we multiply, B is 1000, D is 165, 198 minimum. AST we have got for this slab is 341 and minimum required is 198. Therefore AST we got is more than the AST minimum, so it is a right. Okay, assume the main bar we have to take always as 10 mm diameter bar, because the tensile reinforcement, for the tensile reinforcement we have to provide 10 mm diameter bar for the slab. So assume 10 mm diameter bar is used in this one. For spacing of the, now we got the diameter of the bar, we got the depth of the slab, we got the diameter of the bar, and we need to check we need to see how much the spacing is required for this tensile reinforcement. For checking for finding the spacing, we have given the formula, that is the formula is given from the codebook, that is S is equals to small a into 1000 divided by capital AST. So small a is nothing but diameter of one bar. This is the diameter of the bar. This area, this portion area, how we have to calculate? Pi by 4 into d square. Pi by 4 into 10 square, it will become 78.54. See here, pi by 4 into d square is 10 square, 78.53. Small a we got it, we have to put in this formula, 78.54 into 1000 divided by capital AST. Capital AST we have already got, this is capital AST. Okay, that AST, the main AST we have to provide. S is equals to when we get calculate this one, we get 78.54 into 1000 into 341. Okay, 230. Spacing is we getting 230 mm square. Spacing, maximum spacing allowed, the maximum spacing allowed condition for the slab is 3 times of D, 3 times of effective depth, that is 3 into 140 is equals to 420 mm, and one more condition is given as 300 mm, and out of these three things whichever is less we have to take that one only. 300, 420, 230. So the lesser value is 230, we are taking as 230 only. So provide 10 mm diameter bar as a main reinforcement at 230 mm center to center. Distribution reinforcement, that is AST is equals to now we have got this reinforcement, but for the distribution reinforcement, this is distribution, this is main reinforcement. For distribution reinforcement, the formula is AST is equals to 0.12% of gross area, total area. 0.12 divided by 100 into 1000 into B into D will be there. B is 1000 and effective depth is 165. So we get 198. Using the For distribution bar, always take less than the main bar. So we have taken main bar as 10 mm, therefore we have to take as here 8 mm diameter bar. Therefore S is equals to small STD into 1000 divided by 100. We get S is equals to 253.9 mm. The maximum spacing for the this distribution bar is 5 times of T, that is effective depth. 5 into 140, it is becomes 700 mm or 450 mm, whichever is less. Hence we provide 8 mm diameter bars at 150 center to center. Check for the deflection. Now we have to check whether it is under the control of the deflection or not, whether the slab is getting deflected or not. If it is getting deflected, means we have to increase our depth. Okay, let's see. For the simply supported slab, the L by D ratio is 20, and percentage of steel is PT is equals to capital S into 100 divided by B into D. 340. We have already calculated a capital ST into 100 divided by 1000. B is always 1000 for slab, and effective depth is 140. The percentage of steel is this much. Fs is equals to 0.4858 into Fi. Fs is equals to this much. We have to put the value. We get this Fs value. We have to see in the codebook how much the modification factor is coming. That is from the figure 4. You can easily get, there will be one graph Fs versus this one. You get the modification factor for 415 steel. We are getting 1.5. Therefore maximum permitted L by D is 1.5. It is a modification factor into 20. For the simply supported it is 20. Therefore the maximum permitted deflection will be L by D is equals to 30. So L by D provided will be equals to, we are taking L is effective length, that is 3500. Effective span will be there 3500 divided by 140. 25. 25 is our deflection coming. It is less than the maximum permitted allowed is 30, so it is safe. Hence it is overall safe. Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment and share with your friends, and please do subscribe. Thanks for watching.